Welcome to this first video in a series of tutorials teaching how to use LMMS, the Linux Multimedia Studio. So this is a great free program. It's an alternative to using FL Studios, and it can create really cool, powerful, professional music, just like FL Studios. So I'm glad you found this video, and go ahead and dive in. Check out some other videos if you haven't yet installed LMMS and you're wondering how to do that. I have other videos teaching how to do that. But this is assuming that you already have it installed and assuming that you're able to play a file and actually play back audio and your audio is configured correctly. To test that very quickly, we can just come over here to the left side and click on this tab, My Projects, and we can come over to Demos and just load one of these demo songs. So we have this one here. If we hit play, you should be able to hear it playing and everything should load properly. Try and load a few different ones and play back. This is a much larger sequence, so we can play and see what these sound like. And as long as you're hearing everything, you don't get an error message, you're good to go. If you did get an error message, you might need to go into your edit settings and check out your audio interface, your MIDI interface, and make sure that those are properly working. If you get an error message, just go to Google, type in part of that error message, and then follow the instructions on how to fix that. There's lots of things that can go wrong, but once you get it configured properly, you're good to go. So hopefully you've got it set up right and proper. So yeah, let's dive in to get started. We're just going to close out of these. Well, while this one's open, go ahead and open a sample one. Maybe this this simpler one here, this Angry Llama song. We'll just hit play. So we notice it has a couple different things. When we hit play, this playhead's going along, and wherever this playhead is what part of the sequence we're at, what part of the song we're at. So if we move towards the end and hit play, it'll start playing from right there. And then we notice there's kind of these four different, there's a main beat, a bass line, a melody, and then these claps. So these are kind of different things going on here. This one right here, we have this main beat is actually this tied to this window here that's open. So this main beat, we can actually, we'll start to change it. And let's just go ahead and play just this main beat. We hit the play on it, and then it plays just the beat without playing the whole sequence. If we want to edit this beat, we can just edit it on the fly. We can just click here. If we click off some of these squares, we see what happens. So these are actually different lines of this beat. So now it's playing nothing. So we have a bass drum. If we want bass drum to be on beats 1, 2, 3, and 4, every 4 squares, we just select it. Now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 on the bass. If we want alternating between bass and hi-hat close, we just do it like this. See how that works? I'm just left-clicking in these squares to get that effect. And then we can have like a shaker going on the offbeats of all this, if we want to. And that's how we can create our own beat. So now we've actually modified the beat. If we hit stop and we play this sequence now, the beat's gonna be modified for the whole song to the one that we created. If we want to just get like tons of shakers going on. So we got like our own little cool thing going on, right? Anyway, this is a good introduction of how to work with this baseline beat editor. And then, so with our existing song here, we can come over to our bass line, and if we double click one of these squares in here, it brings up this piano, and we can see what the bass line is looking like. If we play this, it plays just this square. So it's just repeating over and over this little part of the song. If we want to see, let's close out of this. Here's when it gets later on to this other part of the song, there's a different melody, or there's a melody actually, which is a different instrument. Has a different sound to it. It just repeats that over and over again, and we can see there's a keyboard. So if we click one of these keys on the keyboard, we can actually see by left clicking what it's going to sound like. And if we see where it's kind of playing along, this little triangle's moving, we have these green dots, and these are actually the notes. So this note here is this note, and the how wide it is how long it's being played for. So if we make this really wide, for example, and move it, we can left click and drag and move it, and now it'll play this note the whole time. So it kind of changed the way this part of the song is being played. If we right-click on a note on these green boxes, it'll make it go away completely. Now it's just going to play a full thing, this note the whole time. Oh, whoops. There's one higher I didn't see. Right here. Get rid of that guy. Right-click, and he'll go away. So now it's just playing this note. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is a 4/4 bar. We can change the timing, but right now it's just 4/4. So if we want to change this, in fact, we did just change it. So it's changed. We can tell that because if we look really close in here, in fact, we can kind of zoom in. Let's make this bigger, and then let's zoom in to 400%. We can see this is changed now to look like this. These have little tiny dots in here associating with the different keys they are. So this is a straight line across this bar. So when we play this, so just that bar has changed. And then when we go back to the next one, it's set back to this pattern again. But our bass line that we did, or our beat, our main beat that we did, it's actually looping over the whole time. We see it's a constant through here. So whatever it's changed on it, it's just going to loop over and over again. But each one of these are like a different phrase or a different, every bar has its own thing. So we can change these by left-clicking and moving them around. Now it's going to sound kind of weird, but the rhythm's still the same. We can click a bunch in here and make it sound awful. That's actually not even too bad. And then we can play this part of the song with everything all together and see what it sounds like. All right. And then claps. If we get into the claps is actually, it has a separate bar for the claps broken out. We won't talk about that. I resized this window, so this is good to see. So we can close out of it, we can click here, but if ever, everything's a separate panel. So we have this workspace here, and everything's kind of a separate panel, and we can close a lot of these, and then we can reopen them back up. So we can close a lot of this. And if we want to get back into it, we just go to the beat editor and click on it. Baseline, we can change different settings for these. These are the instruments, how they're controlled. But we'll learn about that in future videos. I think I'm going to end this one here and just encourage you to open up an existing song and then go ahead and play that song and look at the different instruments that are being used, look at the different beats that are being used, figure out some different, there's a couple different types of kind of standard, I'm not even sure what they'd be called, but standard instruments or standard types of tracks that are being used. And so we can get in and edit these and see what they are. So get familiar with these, and then in the next video we'll look at creating our own basic song from scratch. Appreciate you watching, and catch you on the next video.